Sushi is a popular Japanese dish that has become a cultural icon around the world. Whether you're a sushi lover or just curious about this unique cuisine, here are 10 interesting facts about sushi that you might not know. 1. Sushi originated in Southeast Asia, not Japan. Although many people believe that sushi was invented in Japan, the truth is that it actually originated in Southeast Asia. Specifically, the original form of sushi was created in the Mekong River region, which is now known as Vietnam, Cambodia, and Laos. Interestingly, this early form of sushi was different than what we now know as sushi. Instead of being made with fresh fish, it was made by fermenting fish with rice and salt. This fermentation process helped to preserve the fish and allowed it to be stored for longer periods of time, making it a valuable source of food for people living in the region. Over time, this style of sushi spread to other parts of Asia, including Japan, where it was further refined and developed into the sushi that we enjoy today. So the next time you enjoy a sushi roll, remember that it has a long and fascinating history that stretches back to the Mekong River region of Southeast Asia. 2. The word sushi actually refers to the rice, not the fish. In Japanese cuisine, sushi is a broad term that encompasses any dish made with vinegared rice. This can include various types of sushi such as maki rolls, nigiri sushi, and tamaki. Nigiri sushi, which is the most well-known type of sushi, consists of small balls of vinegared rice that are topped with a slice of raw fish or other seafood such as shrimp, eel, or octopus. Additionally, sushi can also be served with vegetables or egg, and can be prepared with cooked ingredients as well. The history of sushi dates back to ancient times, when fermented rice was used to preserve fish. Over time, the dish evolved to become the sushi we know today. 3. Sushi was originally a way of preserving fish. As previously mentioned, the origins of sushi can be traced back to a time when refrigeration did not exist. To preserve fish, they were fermented with rice and salt, creating the original form of sushi. This method of preservation not only allowed people to store fish for longer periods of time, but it also added a unique flavor to the fish that was highly sought after. In addition, the use of rice provided a cheap and plentiful source of carbohydrate, making sushi an accessible food for the masses. Over time, sushi has evolved and taken on many different forms, but its humble beginnings as a means of preserving fish remain an important part of its history. 4. The first sushi restaurants in the United States were actually run by Japanese immigrants in the early 1900s. Sushi, a Japanese cuisine, has become increasingly popular in the United States in recent years. Despite its current prevalence, the dish was not always a staple in American cuisine. It wasn't until the early 1900s that the first sushi restaurants began to appear in the US. These restaurants were typically small and run by Japanese immigrants who had brought their culinary traditions with them. At the time, sushi was not yet a mainstream dish and therefore, the menus of these restaurants were limited to only a few types of sushi. As the years passed, however, the popularity of sushi grew as more Americans became familiar with the dish. Today, sushi can be found in a wide variety of restaurants and is enjoyed by people from all walks of life. 5. Traditionally, sushi is eaten with the fingers, not chopsticks. While it's true that many people use chopsticks to eat sushi, it may surprise you to learn that the traditional way to eat sushi is actually with your fingers. This is because the rice in sushi is typically seasoned with vinegar, which can make it difficult to pick up with chopsticks. However, using your fingers to eat sushi is more than just a practical solution to a culinary challenge, it also allows you to fully experience the texture and flavor of each bite. By feeling the rice and fish with your fingers, you can appreciate the varying temperatures and textures of the different ingredients, and fully savor the delicate flavors of the sushi. Additionally, using your fingers to eat sushi is a sign of respect to the chef, who has carefully crafted each piece of sushi with attention to detail and quality. So the next time you're enjoying a plate of sushi, consider putting down those chopsticks and using your fingers to fully appreciate the experience. 6. Wasabi, the green paste often served with sushi, is not actually a type of Japanese horseradish. While wasabi is referred to as Japanese horseradish, it's actually a different plant, known as Wasabia japonica. It is primarily grown in Japan and is known for its unique flavor and heat. Real wasabi is quite rare and expensive due to its slow growth and delicate cultivation, which involves growing it in running water. The wasabi plant is difficult to cultivate and can take up to 2 to 3 years to mature. Most of the wasabi that is served with sushi outside of Japan is actually a mixture of horseradish, mustard, and food coloring. This is because real wasabi is difficult to obtain and expensive to import. The flavor and heat of this imitation wasabi is similar but not identical to the real thing. Some purists argue that the flavor of real wasabi is superior, but most people are unable to tell the difference. In Japan, it is common to find real wasabi served in high-end sushi restaurants, where it is often freshly grated at the table. 7. There are many different types of sushi, including nigiri, maki, and tamaki. While most people are familiar with nigiri sushi, which consists of a small ball of rice topped with raw fish or other seafood, there are actually many different types of sushi. For instance, maki sushi, also known as rolled sushi, is a cylindrical-shaped sushi made of rice, seaweed, and various fillings such as fish, vegetables, and eggs. Unlike nigiri sushi, maki sushi is typically cut into bite-sized pieces. Tamaki, on the other hand, is a type of sushi that is hand-rolled into a cone shape. It usually contains rice, seaweed, and a variety of fillings such as fish, cucumber, and avocado. Lastly, chirashi is a type of sushi consisting of a bowl of sushi rice topped with various ingredients such as raw fish, vegetables, and omelette. With so many different types of sushi to choose from, it's easy to see why it has become such a popular cuisine around the world. 8. The most expensive sushi in the world costs over $300 per piece. If you're looking to experience the ultimate indulgence in sushi, you might want to consider trying the most expensive sushi in the world, which costs over $300 per piece. This sushi is not your typical sushi. It is made with only the rarest, most flavorful and freshest bluefin tuna, which is carefully selected from the finest fish markets in Japan. The sushi is prepared by the most skilled sushi chefs in the world using traditional techniques that have been passed down from generation to generation. The result is a culinary masterpiece that is both visually stunning and incredibly delicious. The restaurant that serves this sushi is located in Tokyo, the culinary capital of the world, and is known for its impeccable service and attention to detail. You can expect to be treated like royalty from the moment you step inside the restaurant to the moment you take your last bite of this exquisite sushi. So, if you are ready to indulge in the ultimate sushi experience, make sure to add this restaurant to your bucket list. 9. Sushi chefs train for years to perfect their craft. Becoming a sushi chef is not an easy task. It requires years of training, commitment, and discipline to master the art of sushi making. In Japan, for example, sushi chefs often spend years honing their craft under the guidance of experienced chefs. They learn everything from selecting the freshest ingredients to cutting fish with precision and creating beautiful sushi presentations. In addition to mastering the technical aspects of sushi making, they also learn the importance of hospitality and customer service. Similarly, in the United States, many sushi chefs complete lengthy apprenticeships before they are allowed to work on their own. During this time, they learn the ins and outs of the sushi business, from preparing sushi rice to creating unique flavor combinations. They also gain experience working with customers and learning the art of hospitality. Despite the challenges of becoming a sushi chef, the rewards can be great. Sushi chefs have the opportunity to work in a fast-paced and exciting environment, creating beautiful and delicious dishes that delight customers. They also have the satisfaction of knowing that they are continuing a long tradition of Japanese culinary artistry and craftsmanship. 10. In Japan, it is considered rude to mix wasabi into your soy sauce. When dining on sushi in Japan, it's important to remember certain cultural norms. For example, it's considered inappropriate to mix wasabi into your soy sauce, as this is believed to detract from the delicate flavor of the sushi. Instead, it's customary to place a small amount of wasabi directly onto the sushi itself before dipping it into the soy sauce. This allows the flavor of the wasabi to complement the sushi, rather than overpowering it. Also, in Japan, it's not uncommon for diners to eat sushi with their hands rather than chopsticks. This is actually the traditional way of eating sushi, and it allows for a more tactile and sensory experience. So, the next time you're enjoying sushi in Japan, remember to appreciate and respect the rich cultural traditions that surround this beloved cuisine. Sushi is a fascinating and delicious cuisine that has captivated people around the world. Whether you're a sushi aficionado or just starting to explore this unique cuisine, we hope you've learned something new from these 10 facts about sushi.